Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's actually been a long time, so I wanted to make a video especially because the new year has just turned over, and I wanted to look back over the past year of my investing.
This should be good.
And also my channels and my income, and share a retrospective with all of you guys. My plans for 2020 are, I'd like to see more of my gene therapy companies that I'm holding that I'm not showing here.
Well, at least my audio sounds better now.
I'd like to see more of them bought out, and I'd like to rebalance into bonds and dividend payers from there, because
that obviously did not happen. No one in 2020 rebalanced into bonds.
In 2020, I would like to double down more on dividend payers, ETFs, instead of being so heavy on gene therapies. And
I never got back into dividend ETFs, and in hindsight, that was the right call.
I would also like to see a return to the 5 figures I was doing monthly on YouTube. I'm working towards that now.
This part happened. I did accomplish that goal.
I'd like to get into real estate.
I did not do that.
And I'd like to make more investments in myself, mainly my health and people around me.
That part didn't turn out so well. I learned a lot, though, about the type of people I should surround myself with. Speaking of which, let's look back now at what I did during 2020, and then after that, look forward to 2021. Happy New Year. Wow, look at that chart. Isn't that chart just the most amazing thing you've ever seen? I mean, look at that, 2020. Coronavirus recession? What coronavirus recession? That looks like a straight up graph to me. Look at that line. Oh, one of the most beautiful lines on YouTube. Throw in the towel. You're looking at the greatest investing channel on YouTube. 다시 한번 들어와 너를 안을 수 있다면 뭐든지 바꿀 수 있어 도무지 나 그대를 잊을 수 없어 그 뒤 추억이 너무 수명해 바보 같아. I'm kidding, everything's fine and I can explain. I invested in something different than stocks. That was one of the best investments I ever made. In fact, I think it's already paid off. Naturally, it made it look like my portfolio went to zero. Trust me, it didn't. Just keep that in mind from now on when I show the graph on the channel. Now let's get to what all of you came here for, how I did in investing in 2020. First, let's take a quick look at the losers. My biggest losers of 2020 actually was Amarin, a biotech company that had some legal troubles with their primary product, lost 50% on that one. Second place was a very smattering of biotech stocks that had temporary pullbacks, and as I was readjusting capital, sometimes I realized losses, but trust me, it's not nearly as bad as it looks. In fact, you'll notice Chris, that stock actually did quite well in the long run. And that temporary 30% losses, again, as I was shifting around capital, it paid off just fine in the long run. There's no worries about that. One thing here, looking at SDS and SH, those were shorts of the S&P 500. That was part of my coronavirus prediction strategy when we had that big market drop back in March. I thought shorting the S&P 500 would work out, and long story short, it didn't. You can read a full write-up on what happened during my coronavirus plays in March on the Telegram Investing Journal, linked down in the description. And then beyond that, you have a bunch of various inconsequential negative percentages. So then, leading us on to the biggest gainers of 2020. Now this is where the fun begins. First, you have a play from VMD. That was a company that makes PPE, protection equipment for the coronavirus. And I got into that stock very early in February, January, and you can see that. I got out of there fast, but that was a huge gain. We're talking 130%. One of the best gains I've had of all time in investing. It really was incredible. Second was Kodiak Sciences. That was a Martin Shkreli recommendation. That did absolutely incredible. Their product just absolutely blew away, and they realized a market potential that no company had really realized before. Then following up was Maxar, the space company. I've talked about that a lot in the Telegram Journal. You should look there if you want to read more about that. And then after that, you're just seeing biotech win after biotech win. Rhythm Pharmaceuticals, Ultragenics, the Genomics ETF, and I gotta admit, there was a nice gain on Tesla there too, solid 25%. One thing I do want to talk about is you'll notice there was a huge 50% gain on silver that year, and that was part of my coronavirus plays. I shifted early before the drop started into precious metals, and as I predicted, a lot of money was fleeing to there for safety before the Fed bailouts of the market. And it's really incredible to think that a non-productive asset, right, a commodity such as silver was in the top 5 gainers of 2020, but just goes to show there's a difference between going long and taking a concrete strategy where you concentrate your resources and concentrate your investments. And as you can see overall, the winners far outnumber the losers. There's so many, just, 19%, 20%, 30%. It just adds up. 2020 was an amazing year for my investing. Next up are my New Year's resolutions. I'm going to keep it very simple and more concise this year. Last year I noticed I tended to blather on and talk about abstract nonsense when it came to my New Year's resolution, so we're going to keep it straightforward. This year I want 10k subs on the channel. That means there's going to be solid growth, a solid algorithmic push behind the channel, and I think with consistent content, with good content, that is easily achievable. I've done this many times in different channels. Again, for those who aren't familiar with me, I have 1.5 million subscribers across all my channels, so I think 10k subscribers on this channel is a very reasonable goal. And then the second New Year's resolution point, in order to accomplish this, I plan to make more entry-level investing education videos, as in teaching the basics, teaching how to do level 1 stuff. And I think that will attract an audience that can be taught how to do things the right way. The third resolution is I want to rebuild my investing portfolio. Frankly, over the years I fell in love with my line, and I'd love for that line to go back to the way it was. And also, showing the lines on videos really made great content, so I'm going to focus on rebuilding that line in my investing portfolio. Fourth, I want to build an investing community around this channel, and I think again the videos and the Telegram journals are really helping with that. Alright, that's all for this video. Please tell me your New Year's investing resolutions in the comments down below, and I will see you next time.